Well, good morning. Let me show you a little tip here to help you when it comes time to jumpstart your car, your truck, or help a friend, or someone you're just helping. That's always a good deal. I always keep 3 extra things with my jumper cables. What we got here is a thing to put the jumper cables in. Your jumper cables are only going to be as good as you can take care of them. So if you can protect them or keep them clean, that'll help you out. And this is just an old cat litter container. You paid real money for this, and it kind of forms a nice little toolbox, and you can roll your jumper cables up and keep it in there. Another thing that'll cost you less than $1 is a little brush. More than likely, when it comes time to jumpstart your car or your truck, you're going to run into some corrosion somewhere. And these little brushes, these are stainless steel. You can get them in brass. Sometimes you can get a set of 3 different ones. They're $1 at the crummy tool store, and they can help you clean up the corrosion there and make a better contact. So I always keep that inside the little toolbox there with my jumper cables. The other thing I do is I keep an extra set of gloves. You already have one set, and I keep an extra set around, and I'll show you why here in a minute. So when it comes time to jumpstart your car, more than likely you probably already know the rules of how to hook up the cables. If this is the dead battery, you install and hook up a good connection with the red clip or the red lead first. The red is always positive, so you hook that to your positive of your post. Now, you try and lay this somewhere where it won't cause trouble. Well, that's the first problem you run into. You're going to lay it somewhere where the engine isn't going to get into it, or you can't hook it up because you're going to go to the other end and hook up the other positive lead. So what I do is I slip a glove over it, and you can lay it anywhere. Now, keep in mind that it's only going to be as safe as the glove is good, so make sure you have a new set of gloves. And you can get a cheap set of gloves for $1 or $2. So now you go to the other end, hook up the other positive on the good or the booster car, the car with the good battery. You hook up the negative next on the good car. Then you come back to this end. Now this is all live. So now you can hook this to the frame of the engine. A lot of cars and trucks have a special place to hook that to. This one happens to be right over by the alternator. But by putting that glove on there, it keeps it from kind of laying around and sparking and causing trouble. And when you hook that up, make sure it's someplace where it won't get into the engine's works, like the fan belt, the fan, or something else. I find a lot of times you don't necessarily need to actually start the dead vehicle off the other vehicle. You just need to charge it. So you can let the thing sit there 5 or 10 minutes and contemplate how your battery probably went dead in the first place. When it comes time to start the car, you can either start it with the cables in place, or I find a lot of times you can actually disconnect all the cabling, and more than likely it'll start. That keeps the leads out of the works of the engine. And the same thing happens, only in reverse. You disconnect the negative, you put your little glove over it, you go to the booster car, disconnect its negative, disconnect its positive, come back to here, disconnect the positive, you're all kind of safe. You can go ahead and start the car. Now it comes time to mop up all your stuff. So go ahead and roll all your cabling back up, and before you put it away, you may want to look it over. There's a good chance that you may have got some little leftover residue of acid. These batteries aren't totally sealed despite what people say. So you might want to go in and get a rag and wipe that all off, or neutralize it with some baking soda and water, and then wipe it off, make sure it's good and dry. Maybe you also might want to make sure that your cables are in good shape and give them a good looking over. These leads are homemade. I've had these for over 30 years. And whenever the clips get damaged, I just buy new ones. You can buy a quality clamp at any of the good car parts stores and just keep using the cables. Jumper cables are almost a good set, are almost $100 now. Actually, I think I got that set for free, and I think the ends were $7 a pair, so I've got about $14 in that, and it's held up pretty good for 30 years. Anyway, hope that helps you. Have a groovy day. Take it easy.